Hello guys, this is Mohsen AR from Signbox software. In this tutorial I will discuss about break and continue statements as well as a nested for loop. Let's start with the break. Basically, there are many other ways to terminate loops like bypassing a code which change the condition part to the false. But by placing a break statement inside the loop body will immediately terminate loop. Let's take this by example. So create a class. Now this was our example in break statement. So basically there's nothing new. I just write a for loop, and this loop should execute to the when the value of I is equal to 10. But there is a if condition in which I placed when I equal to 5, then break this loop. So when I execute this program, so it will start from the 0 to 4, and when I value is 5, then it will just break this for loop. So the break statement is used to immediately terminate the for loop. So this was example about the break, and now let's take example of continue keyword. The Java continue keyword statement is used to continue the loop. It continues the current flow of the program and skip the remaining code at the specified condition. It causes the loop to immediately jump to the next iteration of the loop. If there is a while loop or the do while loop, the control immediately jumps to the Boolean expression. So now in this example, now the both examples, both not example, but the both for loops are the same. In this condition, I just put the break statement, and in this condition, there is a continue keyword. Now you will notice the difference between these two. First of all, let me comment this code and compile it again. Now when I put the condition, when I put the statement of continue, then you can see the loop execute from 0 to 10, but there is a missing statement of 5. You cannot see the 5 here. 0 1 2 3 4, and there is no 5, but it start from the 6 7 8 9 10. So now break and the continue statement just continue or jump to the iteration part of the for loop. This one, when I equal to 5, then it will jump to the iteration part, and the I equal to 6, then this condition is false, then 6 will be printed. Okay, so here it just skip the 5 and continue the remaining code of the for loop. It just continue the remaining code of the for loop. But when I execute this same program with the break statement, then you can notice the difference. Now when I uncommit the break code, it just break the current for loop. When I equal to 5, this condition is true, then break statement execute, and it will just break the for loop and continue to the next statements, but there is no any other statement, so it will just print the from 0 to 4. So guys, this was example of break and continue. It is very simple. Just break will terminate the flow of current program or current for loop, and the continue will jump to the next iteration part of the program and continue the next remaining code of the for loop. You can also write a for loop or do while loop or while loop in the nested. Let me take example of for loop. Now this is example of for loop, nested for loop, the outer one and the inner one. Outer one execute one time, then inner will execute 5 times. When outer execute the second time, the inner will also execute the 5 times again with the 5 times. And when outer is equal to 3, then inner loop again execute with the 5 times. When outer is equal to false, then this condition becomes false, then inner loop will not be executed just because of it is the part of this outer loop. So if the outer loop conditions becomes false, then it will terminate this whole loop. Now the this is the output of the nested for loop. Outer loop one time, then inner loop 5 times, outer loop second time, inner loop 5 time, outer loop 3 time, third time, inner loop 5 times. So this is example of the nested for loop, but the main uh, reason to write this program is if you want to execute or if you want to terminate the outer for loop. Now both for loop has a label is something like a name of any loop. So I named this loop outer and named this loop to the inner. Now if not if but directly you can break and the outer. So condition will become. Now compile this program. Now you can see when outer execute, the value of I is 1 and the I will be printed here. So outer loop is equal to 1. When the inner is when the j value of j is 1, then the value of j is 1, and after that there is a statement which is a break. It will break the outer loop. This is outer loop, and the value of the name of the outer loop is the outer, so it will terminate the outer loop. And when I write the name of inner loop here, now let's see what will be the output here. Now you can see outer equal to 1, inner is 1, outer is 2, inner is 1, outer is 3, inner is 1. So whenever the inner loop starts, so after the printing the value of a j, there is a break statement which will break the inner loop, and the name of this loop is inner. Now this is the break keyword. You can use a label with the continue keyword too. Now this is continue keyword, and let's continue with the outer one. Now compile this program. Outer is 1, the value of I equal to value of j becomes 1, and so inner is 1. Then it will see the continue keyword, so the execution will immediately jump to the this iteration part, and the value of next iteration of this for loop will not be executed just because of this continue keyword, and this will immediately move to the iteration part of the outer for loop, not but the uh, inner for loop, just because of there is a label of outer one. the outer equal to 2, inner equal to 1, outer equal to 3, inner equal to 1. So guys, in this tutorial we talk about the break statement and continue statement, as well as the label to any for loop or do while loop or while loop, and also talk about the nested for loop, while loop or do while loop. So this example was all about the for loop. You can write it with the while loop or do while loop. Hope you understand these three topics, not the fourth one, just because of we have already covered the for loop. There's nothing new in this for loop. So this was, if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe it now and like this video. Thank you guys.